Now let's start implementing our new entities. So go ahead into your flight controller, and first of all, simply go ahead and using flights.domain. Sorry, there's this typo. Flights.domain.entities. Now scroll down to your static private flight list. We got that here in line 16 for me, right? And you can see that this flight information is of type flight read model. Now, in the last video, I explained to you that we, for databases, for example, or storage, would now use the flight model instead of the flight read model, because read models are only for transferring data between endpoints or between applications. Now we go ahead, since this is our in-memory database, right? Later on there would for sure be an SQL database, for example. However, it really results in the same because Entity Framework is our API for that. So we would no longer use flight read model. Let's go ahead and change it. So now let me adjust the data type from flight read model to be flight. For sure, we also have to adjust it here. And now let's open up the list. I got that collapsed. And inside here, you can also see that we use Replace RM, and we for sure change it now to be of type Replace. For every information that we have inside here, won't take too long. There are just some sample records right now. And afterwards, we have in that list completely removed all read models with our real entities. Okay, so that's fine. You can see that we now have the flights list here adjusted, and inside that list you will no longer find a read model. So make sure that you have replaced flight read model with flight and Replace read model with Replace. Now let me collapse that list again. And you can see that we have an endpoint called find, not search. Let's just scroll down. Here we got find. And you can see that it is still of type flight read model here. And that's fine. Why do we leave it like this? Because find is like an open endpoint which anyone can call, for example. And as we said, read models are for data transferring. So if you want to communicate with another endpoint or send some information about a flight, you want to send the flight read model, right? So this is correct. Now, however, you can see that we are searching a flight by a GUID, and we use our flights list, and you can see it's of type flight, not flight read model. So flight here will be of type flight and not flight read model, but we are returning it. So instead of returning a flight read model, we are returning a real flight. You can see that here. So what we do now is we take that flight and convert it from a flight into a flight read model. So var read model equals to new flight read model. And as I already said, they most likely share exactly the same information. So we can go ahead and simply write that down. We take auto-completed here, flight ID, flight.airline, flight.price, new Replace RM, right? So use read model because here we are sending information. That's why we want to use our read models and data transfer objects. Flight.departure.place.toString, first one, and flight.departure.time, departure.time. Last one, let's copy that over. New Replace read model, flight arrival dot place to string and flight arrival dot time. There we go. So, oh yeah, and we got that seats missing. Sorry for this. So here we need our flight dot remaining seats. So right now it's easy for us to do that because our flight read model is 100% identical to our flight model. So the flight read model is just like our flight entity. However, as I already said, the flight read model can contain other informations, way more informations than only the flight if we would like to have it. However, our flight model inside of the database should only contain the information about a flight. That's why we are separating them. Now what we do here is we take the flight that we can find in our flight database, and since we don't send entities over the network, we take the flight and put it inside a read model. So we create a read model here and put in the real flight information so that we then can take the read model and simply return it. And now our endpoint, which should return a flight read model, is again returning a flight read model. So I have said it 100 times, but I want to mention it one more time. Endpoints should return the information in data transfer objects or read models. And if we receive information for posting, we again take read models and data transfer objects, take them, and then convert them into entities and save those entities. You know, later on, it's completely up to you which way you go. If you want to decide, or if you decide to simply go ahead with only entities and you want to skip read models and all of this, feel free to do it, because it really depends on you and you're the one who's responsible for it in the end, right? But we have to teach you the most professional approach. So if you think or feel like, okay, I really don't need to use it, then go ahead, do it, right? But we need to tell you how it's done professionally so that you, if you come across a program and see read models and entities inside of a domain, for example, that you know why this is taking place and that it's a common practice to do it that way. Let's just dig a little bit deeper in that topic. In the next video, we will have a small presentation again about it.